Omna so say to me enyum no nsia ka se bo ebe down oh mass kasa hwe emfoni so ye SCC Aloma Junction and sema central 40 man so kopaye ebe gu 74 pono so ma 74 so je bresem na bra so se fan down and some no edoso ne mum de dimu akotini ebi ni se ye de ni echirem efutu a otum se mebru na hon che se MC ya Ghana man panya bonidin no omo mpane kura anti sa dia Ghana man panya ntem na omo enyini emfiri ho sa enso ena nsemu from so de no bechem o kaso a otum se demolition exercise kase e koso nam so amanipa be se enum de omo pre mo tempa ye de won komo so ebetumi ababesom afi de ni chemo nsem from so Supreme Court ena untina ase na asetena num no ya de a otum se maame justice to kunu ni sem no omo etumi aboto egu kura mche se enseda enyinyina so ntiremu e ha yetimi erabesom ma memfa sedan emfa em safe plan real estate omo adaroma ena nyanyumre so mo so ya sino sikafam ma etumi den sam etumi ede ba ahia wa asasimu bia no obo modyan efro ma beje pre na fam majo so na bia etimi akoyi mu number ni 0544984891 0544984891 safe plan real estate na afi no insase bia de asase apato siu dan anase bia suku ana yarsa bia no kwa ombeje abo na bia etumi akoyi sanso na Kratos Herbal and Fertility Center omo adaroma e bana yarsa nkwa dia number 1 so bomodi ande kwe no mu entimi emwa omo number ni 0543642726 0543642726 na Kratos Herbal and Fertility Center omo chiri kwan ewo aye aprekunu omo mo na biara entimi nkoyi mi America se bo ebe sumitin di ejare mat mi twam ho ba me ba ka se bo no ye bedo mosiko yeda asema je brane timetwe ho aba Africa se bono je brane nchiremu tia yemfani ko chiremu efutu abato mpesu aso eho no otum se demonstration kase no ayade egusu ekose sanse mebunu bi kire se ohwe MC ya boni din se yemwa ne ntumentu no so abono me anhye na djuma ase no mebunu kire se enya ade a omo eni sokura nti abanhwe na omonyi ni firi ho otum se ne tin ade Reverend Atamensa omo kire se Reverend de enka ayanyam djuma na so kokko ne mo bedi MC pan de enya ade a ometu aso kura no atumi agya tum japan hwe na ontum ayi omu enfrio chairman enso so kopiem wo ho ani din ede ekọ eye minka texin eni nsanchofo ebonkomo edifa demonstration ekoso no
ka fon de odika e bada omampanyas da obe yumezi a worizi ebe ka twemu ama Ghana ni pi asesan na motin de zina wo gben odi sini pi aba na some of the benefit odika or then we consult your constituency executives first. Na young ma we say na odi kan ma we na we gbezi first or consulting there o dem yin pay no we bonizi am nti o ma o bonizi ni bia bezi but yin o say na dem consultation na am be na constituency executives be anyi mo hwe ba we film o ma branches we nya bre papa da nya go send da say executives si yen gwen pa Teji masamanja njo obotu yen nti nyen ma yekan di de kwan ya wafado ozibo zin yen so executive yen jintu se ne bibi tiremen odo consultation ba na ma yen no so ba dem pepe yen so nyuma kwan ya fado a yedi yen kwafra bakasa won so ba jatu se ne yen jitu ma na yen kwafra so jitu ade se yen nyuma wo hwe na refi ma de ni bi dem poya nti yebesre pa de mpinfunhwe na woma ye ntoyi sane ija oruto efutun ya de kakaba na meka na da siya ka executive ye ngwen pa tadza wade yen ton ye onye papa onso ba jatu se yen di tuma na yen kwafo so ba ade se yen mo hwe yen bi ma de sidem ekwan ya nti yebesre pa de mpinfunhwe na woma kasa na ye ntoyi sane wonhwe ija oruto efutun ya de kakaba na meka na da siya ka executive ye ngwen pa
Yeah, to akase bonso e won seven from the Parliamentary Select Committee on Environment. Apeni oda no e honorable Yaw Frimpong Ado. E chese mra so se tumi ensachrai e wo ye mre ni mo otumo se ba no se e honi bi ensam no to de bia obon so hu obi no atobo lagu a no atobo lagu mu a e ma honu bi ni nkoso tie ya mre bia betima boa na se nkrofo na etumi li omo famra kwan so betima boa ma Ghana e su asetimu etumi atepan.
Ye be hwe sika ya approve say yemfa emmo omano ho ban no omo a yedi ma omu no a ewo ye yase no size kan omu de ye den oho na omu de ye adwuma bi a e de faso na de ba ma ye nti ye no ye ipa say environment we say na start here committee on environment ye primary ipa ye the environment nti ye nim say ye ba around say na ye company no be a ne nyuma no sisi no ye hwe Kumasi de ye kosihwe so ye hwe Bono Wusunyane na ye ba hafo ha se ye ba be hwe ahadi so because so the middle belt no na ye di hu dwume de ye pese ye hu ni say emfaso be pa na aba sa dwume de no mu hyase no aba ewo bola ho especially bola sesa ho ne ahonidie ewo sa middle belt akosi sen and I say bi o hono challenges bi o hono ye be hu on ti yakobia so ye ne regional coordinating councils no meeting ye ne municipal or district assembly so ye ne ye meeting into o ka o de chen na ya back company no so o site ne ba be hwe dwumedi se de o si di no no krani tambia me ka se sa ade ama anka e be den because ye nyina nim se de na bola sem etie and these are the things that say Ghana for nyina hu na ade won so e din nti na fe ya my recommendation ma ban say sa djuma wi e ya ban say dey say ahonidie ne ahode beba every citizen no e wo Ghana ha it is sanity there e sa ban to me this ka shem so and I'm private sector no say incentives bi kwa na ese de mo ese de ma wo mu because aban kwa entumi nya ye nyina anima aban adwuma de we aye no enti sa nema we na say adwundwe ho ese de kwakwa report ni we a the recommendations about na the member floor of parliament oh enya ba ho wi a de aka no ye bobo ho wi a na fa akase e be hye regulations no ni ade na
Zoom Lion Ghana Limited is stopping at nothing but help and make sure that what we are doing, we are focused and making sure that our country is cleaner. It can get better. We are saying that the money that is given to the operatives, the 850 Ghana cedis per operative, is divided into three. 258 is given to the operative. The next part of the money is used to pay for management, and then the last part for the logistics that is used for running the operations, their PPEs, the shovels, the tricycle, cutting the waste from wherever they leave it after they sweep. And so this issue of taking some money and not paying the operatives, the most important thing is even we have a contract to be paying the people every quarter, and then government reimburses us for paying the people. But if we have paid them over a period and the monies are not coming, then it makes it a little more difficult for us to continue paying them. And that is where the whole waste management starts, because they cut the waste, they help sweep, and then we use it to go into the recycling plant. So if it is not working out very well there, then waste will become a challenge for us. We are not stopping at anything. We're ready to push and make sure that our country is clean.
I was from the Electricity Company of Ghana and penny for HRS. Nanu brand is so kasi a toy, and I'm so I'm out of Pimu Ewan Cran and Brown Bisua. I did also cables and Nana Massa, Sinasa Beboa, Ama and Canyon to me Janas, New Sono, I did to me said Donna, and Tinam so out to say to the Biana Canyano, a Buddha, Nebuso, Sabana, they are hardly. And Joma to us again, I did not so much and say, Omugusu Juma sent a bear about my boy, a man Canyano, a to Janaso.
And as a result, it affects our overhead line networks, whereby the gains fall on the line and then affect distribution lines. Other forces that come in is as a result of weak underground cables joints that also affect underground cables. So basically, whenever there's a fault, what we do is that we have to troubleshoot and then get the location of the fault. So the location of the fault will determine the repair of the fault. With underground cable, it's not visible like the overhead for you to see. So when there's a fault, first we have to troubleshoot to isolate the faulty portion. But you cannot determine the spot of the fault until the test van goes on it to locate the exact spot at which the fault is for the repairs. Basically, when we troubleshoot and we know that the cable fault, the root of the cable fault is between a particular substation and another. So that portion is isolated and grounded. When I mean grounded is you earth it. Then we look for alternative feeder that is close to the feeder that is 40, the cable that is 40 on the feeder which it is. So if there's an alternative that we could transfer customers, we quickly do that so that the customers will not suffer for the period that we take to repair the fault. Over the weekend, all the faults that have come, we have done our best to repair them as at yesterday night, midnight into early part of this morning. The most important thing is, while the fault come, if the fault is a high tension fault, our system can detect it. Then we troubleshoot and repair. But there are faults that are limited to an area that you are. If it's not a high tension fault, we encourage our customers to use our call center and report the faults, or our direct fault line and report those faults so that we could easily attend to them. One thing about rainy season is that it's not only high tension faults that we experience. We experience low voltage faults, and those low voltage faults are limited to areas. So if they are not reported on time, it takes time for us to, once you report, we attend to it. 0302 611 611. You can use our social media platforms too. You can use the Power app to report faults. We are always ready as and when the information come to attend to.
Remember, PM Ewa Supreme Court on say Yama Justice Gertrude Araba Tokono Nin Sema Adoko Dan Court Senka Court now to say committee never Nana Samsono Abai Embo Modiana to say Onions at Chilemu, and I'm so I'm saying PM Court no court at Nasono or to say court at Rese and some name I'm never down and shed any idea a winner so crying until I'm so I'm an insomno. I'm about to
heavily flawed, laden with all kinds of constitutional violations. And I'm quite surprised that the Supreme Court will be more or less acceding to the perpetration of such violations against the highest judicial office holder. It's not about Justice Tokono, as I keep saying. It's not about Justice Tokono at all. The issues are far-reaching. They actually impinge on matters which affect the independence of Ghana's judiciary, the security of tenure of judges and all. But if the Supreme Court, for whatever reason, that don't seem to take that view.
I will court to say, on say, Papa, and as a lawyer, or Jinemu, at Emma, Madam, Justice Gertrude Araba Tokono, and the Justice Yabo, or Dam HSA, on the air, or the Sessinable, and Yatia, or Bia, Emo Quine, and also be able to me, Etu, dear, so said Chief Justice Acuniano, or Manentinaso.
Putting pressure on CJ to resign or do whatever that will take a decision. The most important thing is that there must be an upholding of the rule of law in Ghana. And we will continue to assert our rights. The proper thing must be done. As far as I'm saying, the proper thing must be done. And she's a Chief Justice. She's been in office. She's been a judicial office holder for more than 25 years or so. She's been at the bar for almost 40 years. She knows what is due process. She knows what is constitutional rights. And I think that's what she's asking for. And how can it be correct that a judge who sat on two matters on which she also sat be called as a witness in a petition against her, and that same judge be made the chairman of the committee that is supposed to inquire into the petitions against against the Chief Justice. Clearly, it's untenable. It's only in this country that we all know. And the question is, on what account can she be singled out for removal from office when indeed she did not sit even alone?
Na ye jina nseme so twa ho ba ba kasebo no ye beto aso. Yeda se moaje pra na etimotwe ho aba fe mfam kopie mu okaso a sabedi nipa be se enum o me pra mu odin papa enam se demolition exercise na course no enam so ma nipa ni bi antom ho ase nti omo ne ewutu senya east assembly no etumi ediponi papa ye ni microphone bi etumi atwetwe nkomo bisa se den na kofa sa hawe etumi de bae sei na microphone etumi akire mu
and one na road sign wo hono aha road sign bia ne a moreover most pedestrians ade we nsuo to mo ba na nsuo to no mo nyinam ko gina ase ye disika na ye yo mo nyinam ko gina ade na ase enti nipa na atwa mu nsuo to ai hono ma no mo gina ye to ade no ye nya fa so hono enti se mo ba na se mo bu na ye num ga mo nya botre na mo ntse all of us member mo se se ade no se ade ye no ya ka cha mo prepare nko e wo sika na ade ya sa na ye no sa na ka
of day omo na mtie so mo no mo sai so mo tutu abobo bobo ama ye voice no kra ba ku na ebu so ati ase nti emami gravity and me from leadership no e bi catch on so wa infa o so baby oba na me so no omra no ne nkofo no kasa enna me ne na kasa enna na du na me ne kasa enna ni o ye meeting so anope omo modi aso omo agia to say anope omo to kefi o nti minim the reason why kwa anope boys iba ya omo tai so to abobabom
the krakra no nadmo director you were to senior is municipal and so chat was said
yeah juma yeah educate yeah nadmo for yeah educating crop in kai force yeah tax force for no so amo so amo yo mo juma say amount for enyi amo canopy na ho na ye hu say mbeba efi eh phone dealers num amo ton phones e wo kwa amo kuta mbeba ni we ya amo toto eba en na bi kan me crop for na tax force for ebi mu enanya bu ebi suti apai we rest not so say there ye peno sene pese kaswa ye
nto akasebo no so entime fama sene be ye nwa no ma no etore bi na so mu konfikyara so mu bom nsa o metime seso ho etimi ate no otumi se tore bi na sika so na kwakwa din etumi dem o mesan se sika obetimi atopa etumi seso ho na ya boachi bidin enam so ama the National Health Students Association of Ghana o motumi atu na makokopiem e wo Eastern Region apenaman na mokwae no ya de school ho no o motumi kwadi ne mabre ekomo mo pad ne ade keka ho sene be betimi ede seso ho na mra maami ani dia de Miss Priscilla Sankofia kasa o stress obetoto asra ban sa ban no se o cheche pad na omomodian na enwanu nketu anso no ebi entumi ensom so no so matimi agina yi
Atoye National Health Students Association of Ghana your nurses we mu your midwives we mu your lab technicians nina your mental health nurses nina ewe mu Adestrede kakra men so me wo as Women's Commissioner Emma Nasad ne say aban policy odiaba se obechiche sanitary pads ama senior high schools no ye ni so no na ye bona baso pa won ye oye no so ne to subium ye bepe se omochiche sanitary pads na omuntu omeni hwe senior high schools ne nkoa ye besre so obetu omeni so ahwe junior high school nkora no ebi mo ho a omabu omonsa obi so ho a they don't have enough knowledge on hygiene and then menstrual hygiene. Upper primary in Kora are also rural areas. Osan say ebi over class 4, class 5, class 6. Nanso na we bunensa and then nansi imaya abe dodwana bo monsantem into we dey the strategy net to abayenim so betie yesufre. Nyentia ye chusu in kroketo ayanko Accra no ne say mostly no say nkofo ye donation na so mo chichesa pass ne niame ya omuntu omeni hwe nkronketwa no ye ba ha no mitimi hu say ye ne nkora no interaction education ye hu say omunim de ewo menstrual hygiene no in this route say omo wa Accra no nti mesre aban say obetu neni ahwe kronketwa no ehonom no omuhia a lot of education any pads no to use at the end of every month. I was say yetimi church on Kolani Bebre ebi ni say obi ho timi pad for 12 hours and then also it lead to infection. which we don't really want that. It's not good for the health as oba. It's your best way. So oba osha opada at least abro swa 3 to 4 hours there. Now we are now wa wipe wase na wa hoho wase na wa bofofro. The best way say oba so there unsabo bread swa obedware anapa na wa sanso edware enwume say utimi wa chance that to wait me kredware in the middle of the day and also be boa se na be ya ebe yebedi Yahuni, Obi Biara or sponsor our loved ones, our peers, our friends, Obi Biara, Okeka and Sase, Emma Jumidi, Etumi Ashronko, Yakasi Yadamasi Bebre, and Yankopon so in Shramo.
Ya Yadofu Yudia Breno. Yajidi say one hour class na wunya Sakunya wino. See it to me ma intellectual and coso not what say, every TV so any radio so even 1 hour only radio any TV. Say akyerɛkyerɛ fo ana wona watu ho asi wo sɛ obema mma no ade omhuni ɛwɔ amosabuo ho no etumi kɔ sai nkura na ase a ɛbɛboa ma ɔmo so etumi ayɛ sɛne ayɛ ɛwɔ kurom yɛnya so mfa so yɛnya nyame hyira wɔm ɛwɔ ɛmoa ɛne adekyerɛ ɔde abrɛ ne de na ne yɛbɛsɛ ne sɛ amugu so ankɔ so endi omdwumadie no na sɛ amkɔ so di saa dwumadie ɛma ɔman Ghana any you are seeing now, remember whom you are also.
Yes, about your message, I'll be first. Yes, you must not mention the Moyan among science and
Messian Senia or Babunin Saa, obesi first yes in Wafa, Senia or de pad a better pants ashe, so or bas yes in ye. Na se oba siesie no ye odware anopa o change ne pads a pam nkaboni fin afin so e mani nya yare nkitenkete ti se white asia ni amade gray asia sanya e be sifa use pad any sanya e be sifa akan ye period cycle.
Ye nyina sense me sna afianfa kasebo na entumi emfa emba na wie ye kasebo de wotie ebi ene se okopiem ewoye efutu a timamfo na ekire se MC fufuro aban na boni din se entun so aba no hye na dwuma ase na enya ade a omope ne kwanta aban no hwe ne nunu ya no onyi ni emfa emfiri ho sa enso na parliamentary select committee on environment ekire se emra so se etumi ye nsakire o ye mra nimu na etuma boa ama bambo na hodie nsam no etumi ejane nanso Supreme Court, yema me Justice Tukunu ni sono yekoko down mo no. Ade Supreme Court say na so bi enim ntoma bo atuegu. We ena afro account na ntoma bo na be so say enyumle no nsan ka se bo. Ma memfa se da no emfa ema safe plan real estate o madaroma ana so yas ne sanso na Kratos Herba and Fertility Center sika fom no bo aye. Me amde ka se no be so meeting eti Ejare Martin. Asida kese enkom aye newsroom ni na o bo aye. E be di nsam ne etum ne ba nyame adom a e be san de hye bi makram.